The Beat 139 featuring Doc, Don Vito, and Keith Cash. Harlem's #1 show.
What's good? What's good?
What's up? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
What's good?
How y'all doing?
Welcome to the Beat 139. Doc and Shake the Block.
Don Vito, voice for the peoples. Yeah, we back. Thank y'all for waiting patiently. We got our second guest for the night. You know, sometimes they say you save the best for last. You know, shout out to Shaheen Rugged, who just left. He had a great interview, you know. But without further ado, we got the young lady. You know, she gonna tell you where she from. She goes by the name of Tanika Foster, entrepreneur, boss lady in the building.
What up,
That's
what
right.
up, what up?
I say boss lady because, you know, I went to an establishment and I was impressed.
Very impressed.
I was impressed. You know, when we went over there, I didn't know where we was going. You know, they said we're gonna meet this young lady, entrepreneur, you know, come check her place out. You know, we moving around the community. We doing a lot of things right now. And I'm from Harlem, but I guess I just kept driving by that building. Yeah. I ain't know it was in that building. I went in the building, but we all went in the building. And I looked around, I said, damn, this shit is nice. Right, Doc?
First class, man. It's first class.
Nice.
Love it, man.
Listen, man. This young lady right here doing a thing.
Opulence, baby. It's
She doing a thing. Opulence is the name of the company. I'm Don Vito, voice for the peoples.
Doc Shake the Block.
Okay, without further ado, we got Tanika Foster in the building. So, Tanika, we're going to start like this. Tell everybody where you from.
So I'm from Money Earning Mount Vernon.
Money Earning Mount
know
Vernon.
it.
Money Earning Mount Vernon. She say that with confidence too, though.
Absolutely.
Back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, my man AB came over here representing Mount Vernon. Now we got Tanika here representing Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon do big things.
They do big things. Born
and raised.
A lot of big people came out of Mount Vernon.
Bosses.
For real, man. Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors in the world. He came out of Mount Vernon.
Yes, he did.
A lot of actors and a lot of musicians.
Yes.
And for Mount Vernon to be so small, like percentage-wise, they may have a high percentage as far as like celebrities.
Correct.
If you think about
to be that small and produce so much talent. You got to give them that.
They might have it.
You got to give them that. You got to definitely give them that. So Tanika, you was born in Mount Vernon. So how was life growing up in Mount Vernon as a young girl?
So let's take it back. I am an 80s baby.
80s baby.
Born and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. Lived in South 7th Ave most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Vernon is small, but it was bad. We had a lot going on up there.
I know a lot of people have talking vouch for that.
A lot going on in Mount Vernon. But you know what? We stuck together. Had a sense of community, had a sense of family. You know, that's when we had block parties. We had a neighborhood party for everything. The kids had somewhere to go. We had mentors to look up to. You know, things are a little different. Right now, our youth, they don't have that. They don't really have a place to go. They don't really have much to do.
Right.
You know, so growing up, you know, I had a good
You had a black mayor too, right?
Yes, we did.
So
Mayor Blackwood. Mayor Blackwood, back when I was young in the 80s, Mayor Blackwood was a black mayor. And this is part of the reason I'm not too crazy about politics. I was one of those little kids that has to get dragged to the city council meetings because I couldn't stay in the house by myself. My mother's at every city council meeting. She up all
she was
night.
active. She was active.
She had guardian angels up there. My boy, if I see him today, he remember me. I mean, he brought the CBs to the house. They had community watches. The tenants used to patrol. But, you know, it was a sense of community. You know, I had a great childhood growing up in Mount Vernon.
Like Doc just said.
It got violent. It was bad. It got really bad in the 90s. And that's when my mother said enough is enough. We used to live on the first floor of Ebony Gardens. So everybody from Mount Vernon know where Ebony Gardens is. We lived on the first floor. One night, cops running, shootout going, bullied. came right through the first floor window. If it wasn't for the window being open and it couldn't get through the 4 panes of glass, bullet would have came right in. Whole family in the living room having dinner. Bullet just grazed. And, you know, it was at that point my mother was like, enough is enough.
What era was that?
That was in 90, I would say like in 90, 91, because we moved out to Jersey like in the middle of 91.
The reason why I asked you that because I can see stuff like that happening only because, you know, Harlem always had the, you know, drug dealers and getting money, you know, from the Italian mob to the black mafia to just the community seeing each generation. So the next generation wants to do what they see. They want the cars, they want the clothes, they want the money. Mount Vernon, you know, a lot of people from the city went and got cribs and houses up in Mount Vernon because they wanted to be out the loop, kind of, so to speak, with their family. You know, they migrated over there. So it's like, and dudes from Mount Vernon was coming to the city to get work, going out of town and going back to their hood doing that. So they probably pick up some of the habits that came from down that way, and things get a little funky, and then it travels. You know, it's like even the Yonkers, the same shit. Yeah. Once you start getting to the game is the game.
It's spot on.
And I know a lot of dudes from up there was getting money. I ain't gonna say no names, but I could see how they, and it's small. Like Doc said, it's a small community. So yeah.
Listen, it's spot on. And what you're saying is absolutely right. My mother migrated to Harlem. Harlem was the first place my mother moved to. My mother moved from South Carolina to Harlem in the 60s. So Harlem was the first place she lived. She lived between 142nd, between Amsterdam and Broadway. That was the first place they lived.
Okay, that's close to me.
Right, between Broadway and Amsterdam. Right. So when Harlem got out of control, she went to Mount Vernon because Mount Vernon was supposed to be the suburbs.
Right.
So now, fast forward to the crack era, everybody's getting money. Mount Vernon's going crazy. You got raids, you got cops jumping out of Con Edison trucks, 30, 40 cops, raids happening. We lived right across from the project. So things got crazy. Bullets are flying, more shootouts. You know, it just became increasingly more and more violent.
Because he's getting that money.
So now, Mount Vernon's getting money. You know, I'm little. I'm not supposed to be outside.
Money on the Mount Vernon.
That's how we got the name. Money. Right. So, you know, it got increasingly violent. So where do you go after the suburbs give out? She moves us to Jersey. I thought it was the end of the world. Jersey? Nobody wants to live in Jersey. Now, everyone from Harlem, Bronx, and Manhattan lives in Jersey.
Yeah, because when you get money or you get kids, you have kids. If you get money, you want to get out the way because you want nobody to try you, rob you, whatever, you know, hold you for ransom. Dudes back in the days, they was holding people for ransom.
Oh, yeah.
You understand?
A few of my friends were kidnapped.
And then, or if you have kids, you don't want your kids to grow up in the hood for two reasons, because of the violence. And then the second reason, you don't want nobody to use your kids against you to try to get some bread. You know, similar with the Rich Porter story, what they did with, you know, his little brother. They'll do that too. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get out the way. I moved for that reason. That's why I know this story is real. Never mind what you see in the movies. I left the city because I got my two sons and I can't have them around this in case something happens. You know what I mean? So I get it. So being that you from Mount Vernon, I ain't never asked nobody, but I'm gonna ask you. I should ask AB, because I know he would say some slick shit, right? But where did the term money on the Mount Vernon come from?
So that term came because Mount Vernon, like we said, they was getting money on every corner. If you looked at the videos, they'd show 3rd Street, they'd show a store back in the days, Big Lou's. That's 3rd Street. Every corner they was getting money. It was sections of Mount Vernon that you just didn't go to after a certain time.
Yes.
And it was sections of Mount Vernon that you didn't go to if you don't know nobody.
Right. Okay. I know 4 dudes that was getting some serious money.
Oh, serious money.
So I know the money on the Mount Vernon.
They would go and they would come in caravans. If you remember back then, you used to hang out there. They had the little Suzuki Jeeps with the lights underneath, and they was flipping them. Then they had
With
to
the
put
speakers in the
weights
back.
on them. There you go.
The music.
And then they come to Harlem. Everybody line up in front of Willie Burgers.
125th Street.
125.
125 used to be crazy.
Then
125
skate
was
key
crazy.
night.
Crazy.
Then we all in skate
That
key.
was Stuntville back
You
then.
know?
Nothing like
That's it.
Willie
Stunting.
Burgers was crazy, right?
What?
The Rucker was crazy at that
Oh
time
yeah,
too.
Rutgers definitely.
But 25th Street was woo. You put the cars out there, you put the jury on, and you could take the flicks. They had the
That's
flicks.
it.
Yeah, the flicks, yeah.
Oh, man,
That's
what
when Harlem was Harlem,
we
man.
used to walk up in 125th, just taking
M&G.
pictures.
Yeah,
Grant's
Harlem was Harlem.
Tomb.
M&G's,
We used to
that's
go
right.
to Grant's
That's right.
Tomb, M&G.
Grant's Tomb.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Harlem was so fantastic. Even the Deuce, 42nd Street.
Oh, the Deuce.
When you go downtown to 42nd Street, you had to be on point.
Yeah.
Them Brooklyn niggas down there robbing
Oh, yeah,
things like
Rob, everything moving.
everything. They was selling drugs. Everything on 42nd Street was like going in New Orleans, but I forgot the name of the block they got. When you go down, they got all the strip clubs and you get anything.
I know, they
But
cleaned all
Bloomberg
that
came and cleaned that
up.
shit
They
up.
cleaned all that up.
Clean all that up. He said enough of that shit. For real. So what did you do as a young girl in Mount Vernon?
So this is how I started in the spa business. So I had two mentors. My oldest sister was a hairstylist, my second oldest sister, and one of my oldest first cousins was a hairstylist. She had her own salon on 4th Avenue. She used to have a salon. It was Jack's Perm and Cut. Everybody knew it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a choice. When they tell you come wash hair, come go to the store for whatever, you gotta do what they say. So I'm going to the store. You go to the store, bring one thing, go right to the corner, $5, $10 for doing nothing, just going to the store.
Yeah.
I said, oh, this is what's up. I like this. I could just run to the store, back to the store, get a beef patty, go to patty shop, pack of cigarettes. Back then, we could buy a pack of cigarettes, we could buy beer.
Yeah.
You
right.
It was different back then.
You know why she right? Man, you give me flashbacks because you talking the era. Hear me out, Doc. That era, everybody had money. When I say everybody, niggas was getting money all over Harlem and other little places like this. Before, you know what I'm saying, that they had this shit with the what's the shit with the co-defendant went up? Conspiracy law. You know what I'm saying? Where they can get you and you ain't got nothing, they can get you because somebody said something when they were doing them sweeps. This before all that. Niggas had money, man. We was bragging about, yo, I'm over here. Because it was so easy. But what I'm saying back to what you talking about, like you go to the store to get whatever and they give you $5, $10. We was throwing it around like that. Because I know one time, I ain't gonna say his name, I went to the barber shop and it was like, it was like 10 of us, man. They come in and tell me he get in the chair next, older dude. What the fuck is going on? He paid for all our haircuts. Ain't nobody say nothing after that.
Yeah.
Right.
He pulled a nut out. You had the rubber band. You're a little dude looking at. Yeah. Remember, we ain't talking that story not so long ago. He paid for everybody's haircut. He deserved to go first.
Yeah, they going first.
Yeah, so I'm saying we're not a problem.
And now you can put your little money right here.
Hey, word, mom don't even know what happened. You got a couple extra dollars. You know what I'm saying? So all over, man. Everywhere, dudes was getting money around that time. So you was coming up off of that, huh?
Everybody was getting money, whether they were selling their benefits. Back then, they had the USDA program, whether they were selling the free cheese.
The food
that
stamps.
made the best grilled cheese. Those blocks of cheese
Yeah,
back in the day, that made the best
Yo,
cheese.
it still do. It still do.
You take it to
I
the
buy
deli,
one of those
slice
right now.
them.
That block of sharp cheese.
It's gone. USDA food program is gone. They
Oh,
don't have
man.
it. They don't have that anymore.
That was the best cheese.
So everybody was getting money. I mean, even to think about what the dollar back then is equivalent to now, I can remember back then, young, me and my friends, every weekend we went to the mall. We went to the Galleria, we went to New Rochelle Mall. Like, we got like $50, $75 allowance. And it wasn't like our parents had these big jobs, but we could get money, just go on the block, the older boys, yo, y'all get out of here. Y'all can't be out here.
Yeah.
We not leaving. Here, $25, leave. We going. Give me $25. I'm out of here. So that's the era we came up. Money was fun. Right now, money is not circulating.
Nah.
Money is not circulating.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to give out money. Don't even know why I gave it out.
Right.
You know why? Because I was a nice dude, and you see somebody might, I don't know, man. But not just me. All of us is doing. Even niggas that I knew because I could say, you know, that's when I first met D Ferg and them, man. D Ferg, Sane Gang, and all that. Because we had our people, and I met D Ferg, and they was fly, we was fly. We didn't even know each other, but we kept being at the same parties and shit. You know, we got minks and gators on, they got minks and gators on. We from Harlem, we on the hill, they down the hill. You know what I'm saying? But we just started liking each other because we was fly together. You know what I'm saying? And we was look, man, you know how many people we looked out for, man? Like, it was crazy, man. Because we knew we was getting it back that night or the next day. So it ain't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the kids don't forget about it. Kids get anything. And you was young then, so everybody was hitting you up.
That's it. All we had to do was be somewhere they didn't want us to be. We could get 25, 30 dollars. Don't let us walk in the pool hall. Because after a certain time, you can't be in the pool. You gotta go. We playing the numbers. No, y'all gotta go. Oh, we wanted to go to the movies.
The numbers was big back then. Yep. She keeping it real, y'all. She bringing, I don't know. If you ain't from that era, you don't know what we talking about. But the number holes was big.
Number holes was big.
Big back then. The number holes was big. I mean, one time my uncle, Sunday, you know, I'm riding around with him. I know the liquor store closed. He went to a fucking building in the basement and came out with 2 pints of Johnny Walker Red and all that shit. Motherfuckers was selling booze in Harlem, bootlegging shit, man. Harlem was getting money, man. Right? You remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Because matter of fact, it was down there on the avenues. Yeah. He went. I think it was like 114 somewhere down there. I'm telling you, Harlem was getting money, man, all the way up to a point where dudes start telling on each other, doing all that bullshit, and then they start coming with the conspiracy shit and sweeping everybody. And that's when a bunch of us went to jail, and that's when the kids was left home without a father, and that's why we got some of these problems we got today, because they grew up without us, and they had to look to dudes in the streets who had no love for them, and all of a sudden, you know, it's hard to, you know, to regroup them because we wasn't there. If you giving 20 years, everybody, you know how much of time you miss in your child's life? Yeah. Ain't nothing like a father, man. I had no father in my life. So my uncles, I looked at them, and then guys in the street, like Shaheem said, that was on some cool stuff. They wanted to tell me some stuff. I learned from them, man, you know? It was a different time. All right, so you started going to the store for your family, start getting interested in right.
You know, working with my sister, my cousin. And so I said, oh, this is what's up. So I said, all right. So when I went to high school, Mount Vernon, one thing a lot of people, unless you're from Mount Vernon and know the area, Mount Vernon has one high school. Mount Vernon High School is the only high school.
The whole.
So Mount Vernon,
everybody went there.
Right. So everybody, unless you was bad. If you was bad, in trouble, unless your parents put you in, you know, Mount St. Michael or whatever, or a parochial school. For a short time, my mother did that. I was like, that's not for me. But high school, we had one high school. So everybody went to the same high school. It gotta be a big ass high school, man. It's huge. Our high school was like a college campus. So this was the dope thing about Mount Vernon High School, right? It had over 19 trades. 19 trades, right? Man. Mount Vernon High School was dope. We was like a college campus. We was 100 California Road. I still remember the address because it's all the way on the other side. Like you almost in Pelham by the time you get to high school, right? But the dope was it's all the way at the end of Mount Vernon on a real nice side. So where you would have moved.
Yo, one high school in the town.
One high school. That's crazy. Listen, that's crazy. 2 middle schools, one high school.
I understand, but
just a college campus.
I mean, it's probably others, but I never heard of one high school in the town. That's
so think about it. But look how it's developed. We had over 19 trades. I mean, everything from photography, cosmetology, fashion design. But we had archery.
I ain't know that.
What high school had archery? Okay, we had archery. We had a swimming pool, almost an Olympic size swimming pool. We had a bowling alley in our school, right?
I thought.
So those are not normally things you see in an urban area, but Mount Vernon wasn't always urban. We were the suburbs.
Right.
Until we became money earning.
Until the drugs
started. Things changed, right? So things really changed. I mean, but like I said, I had I learned so much. And when I went into cosmetology, it was really dope. Mount Vernon was a dope high school. I mean, everybody. So whoever, don't matter who you have beef with, you're going to see them in school. If you in 9th to 12th grade, we in the same school. Unless you get in trouble and you get kicked out. When you get kicked out, there's one school you have to go to alternative because you don't been kicked out of the regular school.
Hey, call in 646-628-4264 if you want to talk to Tanika Foster If you for money earning Mount Vernon, call in. Let's talk about this one high school, man, with all these programs. And no wonder why y'all got a lot of talent coming out of Mount Vernon.
Absolutely.
Also, you got interested in doing
cosmetology. Right. So I did cosmetology while I was in high school. So once I told you, the incidents happened, Mount Vernon started getting really violent and dangerous. Like in 90, 91, my mom moved. So I had to finish. I was still in high school. I was 11th grade. It was the worst thing ever, I thought. I said, oh, you're ruining my life. 11th grade, you're going to move? Are you serious? But luckily, she moved to a place in Jersey where they also had trade. So she just had to find me a technical school where I'll be able to finish my cosmetology. And that passion and love just grew on. So I'm talking about since I came out of high school in 1993. So I know you're trying to guess my age, but in 93, I came out of high school. By the time I came out of high school, I already had a license. I had a cosmetology license. So it was my passion. The first shop I opened was out in Jersey, was a braiding shop. I had City Braiders that was out in Inglewood. I was on the second floor of a building. Started out, I went to Harlem, got 2 African girls. Like, listen, opening up a shop in Jersey, pays way more, whatever. Rocked out. Next thing you know, I have 5, 6 braiders in there. It was great. It was probably still be here today. Around that time, 2010, I had my son, and my mom started getting sick. She was a big part of my life. My mom was my best friend. She was well known in the community. Like I mentioned it before, she had the Guardian Angels. She used to be down with the guys from Harlem, the Black Rodeo Association, if you remember.
Muslim Black Rodeo. They always in a parade
Muslim for dying on them. They used to come up to Mount Vernon and do the block parties. My mother called Red Alert. Hey, we having a block party in Mount Vernon. We need you to come up. That was the community activism back then. She was in every organization, AARP, NAACP. So, like I said, I was that little kid. That's why I don't like politics to this day. I was that little kid in the city council meeting 10, 11 o'clock at night when I had school the next day. So that's why I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. But it kind of, once you have children, you do a lot of things that you didn't think you wanted to do, so that's why I'm really active in the community now. And, my passion and love for beauty and cosmetology has lived on. I've been in this industry now over 30 years.
Wow. Okay. We gotta give you that. That's called dedication. That's called passion. Something that you like to do.
Yeah,
Cosmetology's I know a lot of women who are cosmetologists, and at one time, really in the 90s, a lot of women was going to school for cosmetology. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, Doc?
Yeah.
That was a big, I don't know about right now, but I know that 90s, a lot of chicks was going for cosmetology. Man. They was going to cosmetology straight up. Everybody want to be real estate right now, but back then,
everybody real estate.
Everybody want to be real estate now. It's a trend, but back then it was cosmetology for real. So let's just take a little further, right? So, like me and Doc, we came to your fantastic building and saw your layout.
Thank you.
Who designed your layout?
So a couple of things. Me, I'm a visionary. So I have a really talented husband. He works in construction. So he's really helpful for that. I'll sit there and I'll draw things on a paper because when I walked in, it didn't look like what you saw. Right. And I just had a vision of what I wanted to look like. Right. And this is like surviving COVID and then being able to come out of a salon suite of 100 square feet into my own space of 2,600 feet, two floors was my dream.
How many square feet?
2,600 square feet,
so
2 floors.
So hear me out.
I went from 100 square feet.
Hear me out. You said 100 square feet to 26. So you got 2,500 square feet bonus.
Yes.
You know how small 100 feet is? That
100 feet is small.
It's small.
Yeah,
that's like a prison cell.
10 by 10.
It's like this.
Yeah.
It's like out this little area right
Yeah, so shit like
even.
Not even that.
No, I said right here. No, I'm saying
to maybe the table. Yes.
Shit. Some cells is that big, man. In jail, man.
Like,
That and she in the now what she got right now. Come on, man. She
Now
said,
you
"Hold
said
up."
you
We
20
went to the first floor, or not to the first floor. To the first floor we saw. Then she's like, "Yo, that ain't it. Come on." No, first you walk us to the back. So the back ain't right there. The back is a little bit back. Then we went to another floor upstairs, right?
Right.
Now you got a girl here, receptionist. You got another one upstairs, receptionist. 2 floors. Man, she look all right, man. You know, I know nice shit. She was nice. And then you came downstairs with 2 more levels. I said, "Oh man, oh shit, she winning up in this
It
joint."
was 3 levels.
4.
Total of 4.
4. It's
You're
4.
right. Yeah.
It's 4 levels, man. The basement, which ain't look like no basement. The first floor, and then the other 2.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
You know, I was like, "Man, sister doing a thing."
That's ain't bigger than 2,600 square feet.
Usable. You gotta think about usable space.
Oh,
Usable
the
space.
whole joint?
No, just 2 floors.
Oh,
2,600.
yeah.
Then if you count the 2 floors below, that's another 2,600. So, right. So talking about the whole building. So the first floor and the basement level, that's really where you guys are gonna come into play, because I know you guys are doing a lot of nonprofit, and I'm looking to do some nonprofit after school work on that for the first level and the basement level, to start an after school program for our youth.
Right.
I was privy to be a part of a pilot program last year. Well, earlier this year, I should say, January, with Crotona International High School. That's out in the Bronx, Crotona Parkway.
Right.
So this program, I was approached by Crotona School to mentor. They said 5 young ladies. I end up about 10 or 12 young ladies. They came to me for 3 months, 3 days a week. Half a day they went to school. The other half a day they spent at Opulence. And what did they learn with me? They learned personal development. They learned customer service skills. They learned breaking into the beauty business, what it would be like to be an esthetician, a wax specialist, a makeup artist, a lash tech, a nail tech. That's invaluable, because our schools in New York, we don't have trades anymore. The trades are gone. Not college is not always the path for everyone.
It's not.
And I know we're pushing education, college, which is great. I mean, I went to college after school. I didn't go right to college because I already had a trade. I already had a money making, license in my hand. So I went to college later when I went into the corporate world, because the corporate job I got showed me how much more they was going to pay me once I came back with that piece of paper. So I went to college later. But these young ladies, it was a real special time, because the ones that were assigned to me at Opulence, they've been here in the U.S. less than 2 years.
Wow.
So
Caribbean.
They're from all over the Caribbean. They're from parts of Central America, South America. And, I could just see the hurt and the pain. I had one young lady that had cuts all over her. Like she said,
Suicide?
Miss T, no. Miss T, and you can't ask, if they tell you, they divulge, you tell, but I can't ask them. Miss T, I have a lot of hair. Can you wax my hair? I said, absolutely. This is climbing barbed wire and fences trying to get here.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
barbed wire scratching them up.
Trying to get here, going under things and sleeping outside. I mean, the pain and the hurt, and to see the joy, the smallest thing. I mean, the smallest thing I would teach them, they were laser focused, and they were taking 2 buses and a train to come from the Bronx to Harlem.
Oh, that's a lot,
dope.
man.
That's a lot.
Yo,
So
it's a lot.
It was so
I can
empowering.
imagine that's definitely heartwarming, because, like I said, I always see even the people when they show the people in Africa, and the people that's wait in line and to get their food. Y'all want to talk to we got the number right there, 646-628-4264. 646-628-4264. If you want to
call in, ask your questions.
Ask a question. 646-628-4264. Y'all can look on the screen. The number is scrolling right there.
So people want to know how many different services you have within your establishment.
Oh man, we offer over 300 services.
Okay.
So over 300 different services.
What's the,
If you
give
go
me,
to
so
our
give us a,
website, so I'll give you a short
give us
breakdown.
give us the top. Can you do 10?
Show them back. Show her the back.
So I have a gift for you guys. I'll give you our services. So we offer
You know what I'm gonna do?
services
I'm gonna
from.
take it.
Sure, go ahead. This is for you. So we offer full day spa services, full body waxing for men and women, facial services for men and women, advanced facial services, skin correction services, teeth whitening, body contouring, body shaping, wood therapy. The list goes on. We do injectables, we do the B12 injections, we do the fat dissolving lemon bottle injections, which is known in the UK. It's just now making its way here. We do so many things. Detoxes, the foot detox. You guys got to come in for a foot detox. We're detoxing the body from the inside out. We work with a whole team. I mean, I can call my makeup artist who did my makeup today. Shout out to Carolina Makeup Braids, is amazing. She comes in and she would teach the girls makeup. Shout out to my other sister, Alicia, please, is her handle on Instagram. She comes in, she's a licensed cosmetologist, been in the game over 10 years. She'll come in and teach the girl blowouts, how to do roller sets, and all this they're getting for nothing. Just us sharing with them, you know, to get their hair washed, to show them how to do a roller set, to show them how to do color. So we want to give more back. We want to do a lot more.
And what I like about, see, I don't think you guys really heard us. I really don't think y'all heard us. This is a woman, you know, most people have space. I said this, you know, 1,000 square foot, 1,200 square foot. She had a whole building. A whole building.
It's big, man.
A whole
it's nice
building.
too.
A whole building that's nice. And she trying to, you know, service the community. Like, you know, she's from Mount Vernon. She's servicing the community in Harlem. You know, so you got to really appreciate that. And we talked about that earlier with Shaheem when he said, you know, we don't own this stuff. We ain't doing. You feel better once you're giving back. I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the best I feel in my life, you know, because now, you know, doing a lot of give backs with the kids and we're doing a lot of things. We had a couple give backs this month, book bag, school supplies. We got a call.
We got a call. Let's take this caller.
Caller, how you doing? Where you from? The beat, when you on the beat 139.
From Harlem.
What's up, bro?
Oh, from Harlem.
Go ahead. You had a question for Tanika?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a question. This is Money Mark from Harlem. I'd like to ask. Yes, sir. I would like to ask the Wax Diva about facials.
Okay, what's your questions about facials, Harlem?
My question is about acne.
Okay, what's your question about facials, Harlem?
Okay,
Can you turn your
Acne,
background
a person with
down,
bad
bro?
acne.
Because you got an echo. Can you turn your background down?
Okay, what's can you turn your back?
The question is about acne. A person with bad acne.
Okay,
how can you go about getting rid of it?
absolutely. That is actually that's one of my specialties. So if you're suffering from severe acne, there's different types of acne, but if you're suffering from cystic acne, you may have dents or craters that are formed, pitted acne on your skin. The best treatment that we would offer to really clear that up and give your skin a full rejuvenation would be the microneedling. So we would do a microneedling session along with the pill, because what the microneedling does is it's small needles that punctures your skin. And when it does that, it sends a signal to your skin, to the collagen, to say that it's damaged, that it needs to be repaired, right? So then it starts to rapidly repair the skin. And then by doing a peel, it resurfaces the skin. That, along with, you know, a daily routine of cleansing, toning, moisturizing, and then just depending on how deep and how bad the acne is, we'll probably put you on some retinols and niacinamides to go ahead and turn that skin over rapidly.
Okay. Thank Thank you very much for sharing that with me.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you calling.
Thanks for calling in, caller. Thanks
you.
for calling, and we appreciate you 100%.
So we want you to explain all this right here that we got up here for the callers.
Absolutely. So I bought a couple of things up here for you guys. So these are actually products that I make myself. And this one right here, this is our turmeric vitamin C scrub. This is our #1 seller in the spa. This product was inspired. I have a 14-year-old son, and about 12 years ago, he was 2 and he suffered really bad from eczema.
My son got eczema.
Okay, I got something for you. So he suffered really bad from eczema. And 2 years old, just scratching his legs and arms until it's bleeding. Everything the dermatologist gave me, nothing worked. The steroids didn't work. And they have us giving them all this milk, right? When the milk is part of the problem. Because we're really not supposed to be drinking cow's milk, but that's what they have us giving. Oh, you need the milk, you need the vitamin D. So I started doing my own research. And after researching, I was giving them oatmeal baths. I was doing anything to help my baby.
Yeah.
So I started researching. And then I came up with this turmeric vitamin C formula. And I finally perfected it. And it became so well. All my clients, I would tell them to just try it. Next thing you know, I was getting so many calls. T, could you make me another one? Could you give me and I was just giving this stuff away. And it works so well. This is now our #1 seller. It's on our website. We ship all over the United States. It lightens, brightens the skin. Turmeric is great for inflammation. Definitely if they have eczema, you can scrub them with this. And then we have an eczema butter. I didn't bring that today, but we have an eczema butter that you follow up with. In a matter of 24 hours after using the eczema butter, applying it 2 to 3 times a day, whatever breakout he was having will be cleared up.
Wow.
And you have to get him off the dairy. You have to give him a break with that dairy. The next one is our ingrown hair serum. This is also made by myself. This helps to calm, cool, and smooth the skin. This fights inflammation and helps with ingrown hairs. So for lady and men, anywhere that you remove hair, you can apply this serum and it will help to prevent and calm ingrown hairs.
Okay.
You need the prevention.
Definitely need the prevention. And this is jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is really a good oil to use after you get out the shower. You just need a very little bit. It won't clog your pores. It's a way to keep your skins hydrated and moisturized without clogging your pores and putting on a lot. And that's why I bought you guys this. But these are 2 gift certificates to Opulence Waxing Spa, each for $50 each. You guys can do what you like. You can do a contest for your listeners or viewers or whatever you like to do. But I wanted to make sure you guys had gift cards for the spa. So
thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
there's 2 of them
Thank you.
here.
Okay,
and
okay.
then last,
Okay.
exfoliate. So no matter if you wax, if you laser, it's so important to exfoliate. This is a charcoal infused exfoliating glove. So it's important to exfoliate because if you don't exfoliate, you can't shed the dead skin so new healthy skin cells could grow in.
Correct.
As we get older, our collagen turnover is a lot slower. So it's important that you slough off the dead skin cells to keep your fresh new skin coming in.
Oh, that's
So
mean
you just
right there. That's mean.
This right here, you
can use it in the shower, use it in
but
the tub.
you don't
Just
have to put on it.
Oh, you could put your body scrub. You could put, like, if you use a body wash. Yeah, absolutely.
And this from the glove.
It's infused with charcoal.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's already infused with charcoal.
Okay.
That's mean.
Well, that's me. All right. Well, we want to give you another clap. So, what are your hours?
So our hours are Monday through Saturday. The hours do vary. Most days during the week, we're open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. We do have a late night. Our late night are Thursdays. We're open until 8 p.m. We see our clients by appointment. We do private parties. We do spa parties. We do special events. We host rooftop events. So if you're looking to do a spa party, you're just looking to come in and check us out, please check out our Instagram at Opulence Waxing. You could check out our Facebook at Opulence Waxing by the Wax Diva. check us out. We'll be happy to host you. And anyone that is watching the show tonight, if you mention the code, the beat 139, you'll
That's
receive
right.
50% off your
Hey,
first single service.
talk about it.
You have to mention the code, the beat 139. You can put it in when you're booking, or you can simply call up and speak to one of our spa coordinators and give them that code, and they'll be happy to apply your 50%
Y'all heard it.
Y'all heard that.
single
Mention the
service.
code, the beat
Opulence
139.
Wax and Spa.
139. Y'all know what it is.
That's the code.
Yeah. So when did you actually open this location?
So this Opulence opened in 2016.
No, this location.
Oh, this location. So this location, I've only been there 2 years.
So how many locations you got?
No, my first location
one,
was
yeah.
145th in Amsterdam.
Yeah, remember she said.
So
Correct.
that was
Okay,
the
okay.
very first place I opened was 145th in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, that one closed after 4 years. I took a little break, had to regroup. And remember, I told you I was in 100 square
But I
feet.
think that's a dope story. You want to tell us?
The story's me.
Absolutely. So my first location, I opened up 145th in Amsterdam. I've been laid off from corporate America. I worked in corporate for 26 years. 13 years as a buyer. I worked for a company called Mellon Investor Services. I used to buy and sell stock, something a lot of people don't know about me. I had my Series 7s license, so I bought and sold stock to pay dividend reinvestment plans. So let's say you have Verizon stock and you invest in dividend reinvestment. That's what I did. I took the shares and purchased them and paid out your dividend reinvestment plans for a
Right.
company called Mellon. So that was my first layoff. And from there, I went to one of the large telephone companies. And after 13 years, they did a layoff of 30,000 employees in the New York metro area. I was caught up in that layoff. And it was at that time, I have a unique story. I'm gonna share this story. My son always smiles. He's 14 now. My son had to be about 2 or 3 years old. He came to me and my husband and he said, "Mommy, I want to be pickup." So we look at him. So I said, "Carter, what's pickup?" He said, "Pickup. In the morning, you take me to McDonald's, then you drop me off at school." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "But then for lunch, you have to come get my McDonald's, take me back to school for lunch." I said, "Okay." And he said, "After school, you pick me up, and then we go to McDonald's."
That's
so
pickup,
clearly
huh?
that was pickup. So I said, "Okay, so we go to McDonald's 3 times and we pick you up 3 times." He said, "Yeah, and then we go home." So when he said that to me, something really resonated. What he was asking me was to spend more time with me, right? And it really resonated because when I worked in corporate, I did a lot of traveling. He was really young. I mean, he went to the daycare in the corporate building I worked in. I was traveling here. I was in North Carolina. I was a major account executive for the healthcare vertical for this company. And I did a lot of traveling. My vertical were hospitals all over. And Staten Island was one of my boroughs. So I did Staten Island. So it's funny when they talk about the projects in Staten Island because Tuesday was my Staten Island day. So when he was talking about Staten Island, I was remember some of the places I used to go over there. So after he said that, I thought about that so hard. 2 months later, I got a RIF. A RIF is a workforce reduction. Now, I had wrote many succession plans as a manager, as an associate director for this company, major account manager. I knew what this was, but now I was on the other end of it. So I'm like, wow. So I had a bunch of mentors. My mentors were people like the VP of marketing for the company. Like, I mean, a lot of these women really took me under their wings. So I was like, not me. They're going to find me a job. Like, they're going to find me a place. They're going to place me, right? They're like, "Oh, call this person, call this president, call this person." I said, "I don't want to go to retail." So then I stopped. And the only thing that played in my head was 3 words. I want to be pickup. So I went home and I picked up my son and I gave him the biggest hug. I said, "Baby, you are now pickup."
Wow.
That was the end of
Wow,
it. No more
that's
corporate
dope.
for me.
That's dope right there. That's a hell of a story. Man.
No more corporate for me. That was pickup. And because I worked in a field that was male dominated, I worked in a sales field that was male dominated. I had won winner circles. And in these big companies, when you do things like winner circles, that means you're at the top 10% of the sales.
Mhm.
And you're making money, like you're making good money. We're making
Money,
six
yeah,
figures and
yeah.
everything, but we look great on paper.
Yeah.
But the people don't realize that they tax it 44%, right? So all the guys, all the testosterone's on me. And it's funny you call me boss lady. That was my nickname in corporate, boss lady. Everybody called me boss lady. No one called me my name. My name was boss lady. And so when I accepted it, I said, no, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take my package. I said, I'm gonna open my own spa. I started doing research. And in my research, I uncovered an article that said waxing was $1 billion industry.
Wow.
I said, $1 billion industry?
Yeah.
Let me get 1% of that.
Yeah.
I could do that. So that's what drove me. That was my driving force. I already had a cosmetology license. I finished it out in Jersey. I just needed to keep renewing it, but I wanted to go a step further. So I went and I researched and I enrolled in the #1 beauty aesthetic school in New York, Christine Valmet Beauty School. Christine Valmet coined the term esthetician back in the 60s. It's the #1 school. So most people go to this school. So they said, well, you already have cosmetology license. You could just kind of get reciprocity. Like they pretty much didn't want to take my money. I said, I know that.
Mhm.
I said, but that's from 1993. A lot of things have changed now in 2015. I want to know what's going on now. I want to know what they're doing right now. What machines are out, what products out, what wax are they using, why? Things change every year.
Yes, they do.
So first thing I did was I took a 75-hour waxing only because I wanted a New York license. I didn't want to go through the headache of reciprocity, going back and forth between New York and Jersey. So I went, Christine Valmet paid them, okay, took 75 hours and got a waxing license, went, took my state exam, did that. Then I said, okay, that was easy. I'm gonna open my place. But while I opened it, I said, well, I still need to do facials and everything. Either I gotta hire other people under me, or I'm gonna have to do this reciprocity to do it under my cosmetology license. I said, nah, I'm gonna just take aesthetics again. And they said, you really wanna do 600? I said, no, they're gonna give me some hours off. I already have the waxing. So they said, oh yeah, you don't have to do all the hours, Tanika. You only need to do 500 hours. No problem. Do the 500 hours. So now I have a New Jersey cosmetology license, a New York waxing license, a New York aesthetic license, certification in teeth whitening, body contouring, body sculpting, light stem technology, you name it. And the list will continue to go on because in aesthetics, things change every single year.
So every year you got to get recertified.
No, you don't need to get recertified, but every 4 years you just need to renew your license.
Okay.
But technology changes.
Right.
Like, let's talk about you. You came in the spa and you had a very interesting service done.
They had
That's new technology.
I went because she gave us all complimentary packages on whatever you want to do, teeth whitening, your feet, your core, you know, and all the other wonderful things she got going on. So I was like, you know what? Because I've been seeing commercials, I've been seeing shit online about, you know, hitting the core with the thing that contract the muscles. So that's why, because I wasn't gonna do the teeth whitening first. I said, nah, man, let me check that out. Because I want to know. My mind always, because as a trainer, I've been a trainer for 25 years. I want to know if it worked. Because everything we learned as a trainer was, you know, all that tricks and all that ain't doing nothing. You got to get it in. You got to put that work in. You know, sweat equity on the body. So I went in there. So I switched from the teeth whitening to the machine. And let me tell you something. That thing worked, man. Because I ain't lie. I'm not just saying for her. I felt it. You know, like that thing, like every maybe 20 seconds you get a and it stopped a little bit, but it's heat on it at the same time. So it's sweating you down and it's contracting muscles at the same time. And once I finished the session, my abs, because I've been having abs for a long time. You can't see them when you develop body fat. But if I lean out, if you touch me, you know, you can feel them, but you can't see it. And that's what you do when you diet. I tell people as a trainer all the time, you got it up under there, but you're not going to see the work if you don't drop the weight. But I felt the work from it. Then I seen something popping through the little body fat I got on here, and that came because the machine contracted my muscles.
20,000 times. He got
Tell me
20.
how it go.
So the EMS is electric muscle stimulation. So in 30 minutes, he got 20,000 muscle contractions, which is the equivalent of doing 30,000 sit-ups in a matter of 30 minutes. So just imagine working that hard. So that's what this machine does. So there's a lot of people in film, TV industry. Sometimes they just gotta they gotta work out, but they need to get things popping a little quicker and a little faster. Come on in.
But
Book your EMS section. We'll get you together.
definitely book, because you can imagine what that's like. That's like 6 months of working out every day. 30,000?
Because check it out.
Because
It's
the average
different
person
levels.
may do about 100 sit-ups a day, 200 max. That's a lot of.
So let me tell you something about working out, right? What Dr. saying is real. Well, let me tell you something about working out. I worked out majority of my life. When you work your core, right, and you work your core effectively, now let me tell you something. Legs and your core are two different body parts, but they got the same way of letting you know that you work them. So you can work your legs, do mad squats, lunges, step ups, whatever. You can work your core, upper, lower, obliques, whatever. Next day, you're good. Then the next day after that, you might be good. But I guarantee you, that second or third day, you like, when you try to pop up out the bed like you normally do, like, oh, like your legs, you be walking. Oh, why you walking like that? I just did legs a couple days ago. It kicks in later. And the reason why I know it works, because right now my core.
You still feel it.
Now, I didn't feel it the other day.
No, I said you still feel it.
Yeah. When I got up this morning to go to the bathroom, I said, oh, shit. That shit. So it was a workout, because if it wasn't effective, you don't feel shit. I felt like right now, my shit is sore because it hit me. You know what I'm saying? So what it does, I'll tell you about the core, right? When it hits you, you feel it, but your stomach looks a little bloated because of the blood is up in there. Mm-hmm. It looks a little bit bloated. But when the blood filters out, like right now it's filtering out, you look a little more lean and you can feel your core more. And that's when it cool down, but then you got to hit it again. You understand? Get away from that initial soreness and that bloated feeling from the blood being there. Once that shit goes down, now you got to keep going, and that's the development comes right after that.
So let me ask you this: far as if somebody come every 2 weeks, when would they see results?
So as you just heard, you're going to see some type of results day one. So I'll give an example. So I had a gentleman that was in before Don, and he was doing something else. And I said, hey, working out? He said, oh, I haven't really been doing, I need to get. I said, you know what? I want you to try something today with me. He said, all right. And he works out. He has strong core. But like you said, it was nothing. It was just, you see the fat, but it's something under there. Yeah. So as he's laying there, I could see him clenching his hand. I said, you okay? He said, yeah, I can take it. Leave it. No, leave it. I feel it. He's clenching his hands, right?
And that's on 90, right?
Right. Well, he wasn't even on 90. He was on 80.
You did 90?
I did 90.
He was able to.
I tried 100, but 100, I did 100 for about maybe like 25 seconds. I said, no, turn down. Because I could have taken it, right? I could have went through it, but why be in pain?
Right.
When
you don't have to be.
Turn that down a little bit, please.
And let me
put it on 90.
Go through it.
90, I did all the way through. No, I did 90. I felt 90 too, but 90 I could tolerate. 100 was like, nah. It was hurting, man.
Good, so continue.
Right. So we did his 30 minutes, and he didn't want us, because first he's like, I said, you could come down. He's like, nah, not finish, because once you start, you don't want to finish, because you feel it working. You feel your muscles. So when we came up, all this was, like you said, it's something under there. He had 2 huge dents right here in the side. He couldn't believe it. He said, T, how long you had me on there? I said, 30 minutes. He goes, and I had 2 dents?
Wow.
He's like, oh, man. Soon as I get back next week, I'll be here. twice a week. So even if you could do it twice a week, could come twice a week. It's like a workout. But then you still need to do your part. You can't be in McDonald's and White Castles.
You
doing
always
all
got
the
to do your
foolishness.
part.
You have to do your part. You keep it
Yeah,
up and
yeah.
do the in between.
Ain't no miracle
But,
worker. You gotta still
right.
diet
So
and do what you do.
you still have to eat right.
80% of the work.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then the rest you gotta do. You gotta do
I
cardio
would
and you
say
gotta
you could
diet.
come 2 to 3 times a week and you could see great results, but it's definitely going to tone you. Eating right, eating healthy, drinking your water. Water is so important.
So Doc, so you took a service too. What you do?
Yeah, I just got a teeth whitening. It was great. She did it. The service was great, very professional. I recommend people to go there. Like it was great. Like I said, A1 service.
So Doc did the teeth whitening, and I did the core, and we both give a rave reviews.
Rave reviews.
Real talk,
And the feet thing is awesome. The feet thing, that's the next thing I'll probably do it at, or the stomach. But it's awesome. I could see how she showed us the graph, like what it do to detox.
So what he's talking about with the foot thing, he's talking about the ionic foot detox. So the ionic foot detoxes the body from inside out. You actually sit in a foot bath and we dilate the vessels on the bottom of your foot and it pulls out all of the toxins through a device called an array. And let's say it's detoxing from the kidneys, the liver. The first thing we normally see in everyone is inflammation. Inflammation is the easiest thing to come out. Mucus, yeast, bacteria. A woman might be having her cycle. We could see blood matter, black flecks, which are heavy metals. We live in the New York metro area. Everyone has some type of heavy metals in their bodies. We use cell phones, we use devices. Guarantee you, come in, spend a day with us, spend a couple of hours with us. You won't be disappointed.
So tell everybody your links so they can find you.
Absolutely. So you can check us out on our website, www.opulencewaxingspa.com. You don't have to worry about spelling it. You just go to Google, press the microphone, type up Opulence, and just say the word Opulence Waxing Spa. We come up as the top 5 spas in Harlem. We are one of Harlem's #1 rated spas. Okay.
That's
and
right.
our prices are affordable. It's for everyone. It's not like you have to go and spend whole check. We call certain stores whole check. You don't have to come to Opulence and spend your whole check. You could come and do a nice amount of services and just relax and be taken care of. We have packages. We have gift cards. You can make a party. We're happy to take care of you. Come spend a day with us.
Very important what she said. Definitely go show some love. She's for the people, for real. Like she said, you ain't gonna spend your whole check.
I want to say one thing before we end the show, right? I can remember something you remember too. But watch what I said. She said, the reason we asked her, what made her, open up here, whatever. She said, the reason why I opened up my place uptown in Harlem, because she said, I want to bring the stuff downtown that people get downtown, the service that they don't get uptown. That's right. I wanted to bring that to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And that was big. You know what I'm saying? The high-end service. She said, because women, up here they don't get that service that they do on downtown. So I'm gonna bring it uptown, and that's why she put a place. So
also, people is on 1970 7th Avenue. That's on 119th and 7th Avenue. If y'all are familiar with Harlem, come through. 1970 7th Avenue. That's on 119th and 7th Avenue. Come check it out. If you don't have the money, at least do a walkthrough to see, and then come back and see. At least check it out, and you'll be happy.
There you go. So to Nick, before we go, can you tell them what's the #1 Harlem podcast show?
But of course, The Beat 139.
There you go.
139. Y'all know what it is.
The Beat 139.
Thank you for coming to the show. 100%. Another great interview.
Vito and Keith Cash.
Keith Cash.